Hey there, Jessica from the eRank team here with a little bit of a cold, so bear with me. Today, we're going to be using eRank's profit calculator tool and talk a little bit about percentages of fees that Etsy takes out of sales. There's been a lot of chatter on social media about the percentages that Etsy takes out of a sale, but as we're going to see, that can vary widely based on your listing price, offsite ads, and other factors. So let's check out the profit calculator tool and see how it can help you price your items so that you get paid and you're lined up with your competition. Here we are at the eRank profit calculator tool. You get here by using the left-hand navigation bar, clicking tools, and then clicking calculators. Here is a great place for you to test out new ideas, whether it be free shipping or adding in some Etsy ads, or you need to change your materials and you want to see how this affects your profit. This is a great place to do that. Let's give an example here. And let's say that we have a listing that is going to cost $50. We're going to try to keep this really simple. So we'll say that we're offering the customer free shipping. We're not doing any coupons. We have no labor, material, shipping cost, anything. We're just keeping it dead basic. So on the right, you'll see the fees and taxes area. This is where eRank will show you the breakdown of all of the fees that Etsy charges for a sale. First is going to be the listing fee. Now, this fee is actually paid when you list the item, but it is still a fee for that item. So that's why it's included here. If you had multiples of an item, say you sell soap and you had 10 bars of soap and you sold one, Etsy would charge you an extra 20 cents to renew that listing, to relist it. For this example, again, we're keeping it simple, so we're pretending you only have one of something. Then it's going to calculate the transaction fee, which is 6.5%. Now, this includes shipping. So if you have a listing that has a $50 listing price, or if you have a listing that's $40 plus $10 in shipping, it's still $50. You're still going to get charged the same amount in fees. Next, we have the payment processing fee. This is a standard credit card fee that almost all platforms are going to have. That is what the credit card company charges for the use of their services. So I have $50 here, and I'm going to click calculate. And this is going to show me my estimated profit margin after taking Etsy fees out. So again, this does not include labor. This does not include your materials. This doesn't include any of your packaging or purchasing a shipping label. This is just the fees that Etsy is going to take out of this sale. It looks like the total fees for this sale is going to be $5.20, leaving you with about a 90% profit margin. So Etsy is taking about 10% of this sale. At the top of the fees and taxes area, you can see offsite ads fee. Now, offsite ads are optional for sellers who have sold less than $10,000 in a 12-month period. If you do choose to opt in and you're under that threshold, 15% is your offsite ad fee. Now, this fee is only charged on sales that come directly from offsite ads. You don't pay any money up front. You only pay if a sale is made. If you are over $10,000 in a 12-month period, you are automatically enrolled in offsite ads. You cannot shut them off. However, your fee percentage goes down to 12%. Let's take a look at what happens to our profit margin if offsite ads are included. Let's stick with 15 and assume that we make under $10,000 in a 12-month period. So if I click that, the calculator is going to recalculate, and now my estimated profit margin is 75%. So now Etsy is taking 25% of this sale in their fees. I'm going to show you how the percentages change depending on what your listing price is. So right now, base no offsite ad fee for a $50 listing is about 10%. Let's change this to be a $5 listing. Say you sell stickers and you're selling a $5 sticker. If I change this to 5 and I recalculate, now my estimated margin is 81%. So Etsy is now taking 19% of this sale in fees. Nothing else has changed other than the listing price. It's just a higher percentage of the price of the item. Let's take an even more extreme example. Say you sell digital downloads and you charge $2 for a greeting card PDF or something. If I change this to 2 and I hit calculate, now my estimated margin is only 68%. So now Etsy is taking about 32% of the sale in fees. And this is why when people say things like, Etsy took 30% of my sale, you kind of need to take that with a grain of salt because they may be selling digital items. And yes, if you have a $2 digital item, Etsy is going to take a little over 30% of the sale. But that's because the percentage is going to be bigger because the listing price is smaller. With our $50 listing, Etsy only took about 10% because the listing price is higher. This is why it is so important to do your market research and figure out what the costs are before you list an item. You can use tools like eRank's keyword tool or competitor research tools to take a look and see what your other competitors in your niche or for that keyword are charging. But it's also really important to make sure that you're paying yourself. And let's say we'll say a $30 print on demand sweatshirt, right? We'll say that the labor is 0. We'll say that materials say they use $15, we'll just say $15 for the sweatshirt, and they're going to charge you $8 to ship it. So you get $30 from the buyer, and then you need to pay your supplier, and then you also need to pay Etsy fees. So let's calculate this. So now out of that $30 listing, your estimated margin is 12%. So that's something that you really need to think about. If you're selling a $30 sweatshirt and your materials, you have to pay your print on demand provider for the materials and for the shipping. And then you also have to pay Etsy ads or Etsy fees. You're only going to get $3.70. So again, this is really, really important to make sure that you're pricing so that you're actually making money and you're a profitable business. Etsy should not be a race to the bottom. You want to show your customers why your items are worth it. The perceived value needs to be higher. Maybe you use very high quality materials. Maybe you have rare exotic gems in your jewelry. Or you make the paints by hand using fruits and vegetable dyes, or some other really, really interesting and neat and cool aspect that makes your items worth it. So you should be pricing so that you can take material, shipping, labor, all into account and still come out on top. I invite you to check out this tool for yourself and see how you can restructure your pricing to make sure that you're getting your fair share and you're aligned with your competition.